In this video, we'll be exploring US dollar Tether, what it means, how it affects the entire crypto space. I'm Joanna Garzilli. This is Crypto Angel Network. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, for lighting up that bell so that you get my notifications on everything crypto. We get to have a conversation about it, for liking, for your comments, and for sharing the videos as well. So I felt it was important to start to explore US dollar Tether because Ivan on Tech, who is one of my favorite people in the space, and I have been studying and got certified in blockchain with him, has covered some things on US dollar Tether. And for me, the way I make my decisions within the space is a combination of fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and gut analysis. That's my background. My background's in intuition. But what I will say, within the space of the financial world, it is very, very challenging at times to get a clear read because it is so volatile. And so I think this is important. I pulled up some things to look at with you. And then, of course, I want you to do your own due diligence so that you can be careful, so that you can be a successful crypto angel within this space. So let me just go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. And I think that as much as we want to have the highs and all the good stuff, it is important to have a certain level of realism as well. And just know that anything can happen at any point. That's how people suffered so much in 2017. And I feel right now there's still good times ahead. Everything's okay. But I am concerned, I am questioning. So I just wanted to just share with you what is on my mind, and when I'm going to sleep at night, what I am thinking about in terms of crypto. I'm thinking of other things too. So some of you know I'm a big fan of Gate.io exchange. My link is in the bio. If you do want to do any trading on that, and going to, because they have amazing projects. And I hold a number of different tokens on Gate. Now, US dollar Tether, a lot of these trading pairs, and I wanted to show you this, you will see here, for example, everything that is newly listed on Gate, because I don't want to just show the positive stuff here. There are lots of positives, but I want to show you the other side of the Bitcoin. So US dollar Tether for a trading pair with Shiba, Akita, US dollar Tether, Pig, Doggy, Feg. Look at all these trading pairs for US dollar Tether. To be able to trade, and there's many more here, to be able to trade the majority of anything that you can't trade in fiat on Gate, you have to either do Ethereum or US dollar Tether. Ethereum, it's just, there's less volume that's there. There's much more on Tether. Now, recently, Coinbase Pro has added US dollar Tether as a trading pair. And that is a big deal that happened. The same on Binance US. So it is being more and more widely used. And that's a very positive thing. That is super bullish for the industry at large. I also want to, let me just take you over here to just show you the overall of US dollar Tether. That, because it's a stable coin, it will, it fluctuates. So for example, I did some trades the other day, and right now it shows at 98 cents 7. I think because the market is it's going through some correction after the big pump a week ago. As of today's date, we are May the 15th, 2021. And so when I was doing my trades the other day and I was converting my US dollar to US dollar Tether, I had to go in at between $1.12 and $1.14. Those were the numbers that I was getting. And you can see here the market cap is 57.5 billion. And this 24-hour high low, 99.6 cents and 101. So it's definitely less than what it was. You can see the 24-hour trading volume is 181 billion. And the total circulating supply here is just over 58 billion. All right, now let me go over here to this article. And this is why I like to, from fundamental analysis, we look at the positives, we look at the negatives. That is part of doing due diligence. And then then we get to take responsibility for the choices that we make when we are trading, when we are investing. And then I'm going to share with you afterwards what, based off of these conclusions, how I am looking at things and what I am personally going to be doing to safeguard myself so that I can stay within the market as a crypto angel, because I want to be in this space and I believe in DeFi and I enjoy trading. I don't want to be an absolute idiot. I don't want to have a Pollyanna outlook. So it's trying to find that balance. Tether's first reserve breakdown shows token 49% backed by unspecified commercial paper. I got to tell you, this does make me nervous because I'm in a number of tokens, the US dollar Tether, and that if this all collapsed tomorrow, wow, I would definitely take some losses. Now, bear in mind that those losses are off of, it would be unrealized profit that just I never would have got to take those funds and go and say, buy the home that I want to go and buy that I'm saving up for. But because I'm in other things as well, that where I can go convert, say, from Ethereum to US dollar. But those tokens that I'm in, I have to convert to US dollar Tether. If I couldn't get it off the exchange fast enough and convert it back to US dollar, because suddenly US dollar Tether is poof, it's gone and nothing, then I'd be really screwed. So this goes back to the compliance of this investigation that happened. And I think there is maybe going to be more investigation coming. I don't think the SEC is done yet. So just bear with me, stick with me with this, okay? Tether revealed a breakdown of its reserves for the first time, casting another sliver of light on the backing of USDT, the largest cryptocurrency pegged to the US dollar. Right? It affects all of crypto. Much remains murky, and this is just CoinDesk's opinion, and this is why I'm going to take you to some other information afterwards. Much remains murky, however, in part because the pie charts provided by Tether on Thursday make no mention of any independent review by an accounting firm. Moore Cayman, an audit firm in the Caribbean with 5 employees. Oh, I got to tell you, it makes me a little bit nervous here. I don't know if you ever saw Netflix, The Laundromat with Meryl Streep and Antonio Banderas, who, if you read my book, Unleash the Psychic in You, back in my heyday, in my youth, I actually dated Antonio Banderas. That's another whole story altogether. Anyway, I don't know why I got into that. Oh, I know why, because of the laundromat and, the story of the laundromat and insurance industry, money laundering. I get very nervous when I see things that I say can be shell companies, whether it be in British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, Luxembourg, Malta, anything that you can start to do stuff offshore and you don't have transparency, there is a risk. Now, there are a number of legitimate companies that do it because they want to be able to protect themselves from paying the high taxes. And, there are these loopholes of where you can get around certain tax laws. And that's what you can do when you have a huge, vast amount of money. But people will capitalize upon people's greed, because who doesn't want to make money quickly? Because a lot of the money we have to work for, we have to work so hard for it. So I'm just saying, when I see, Caribbean, I'm just saying, watch the movie The Laundromat, because that's based off a true story. And this stuff is real. Okay, so with 5 employees, and I'm going to go to that afterwards, has published 2 reports this year testing that the US dollar Tether is fully backed, but the audit did not detail what exactly is backing the token. Oh my gosh, I don't like that. To be fair, other stablecoins issuers like Circle and Gemini don't typically produce breakdowns of their reserve compositions at all. Gemini's accountant, for example, states his attestations that the client's reserves are held in either FDIC-insured accounts at State Street Bank or a Goldman Sachs Asset Management money market fund that invests all in US dollar. Now, there was actually a story that my dad sent me recently about, I'm trying to remember which... a couple of huge banks, and one of them was, I think, it was for JP Morgan, and they were doing a family fund that was doing stuff where they lost billions because they were doing leveraged trading, and it took billions off of from asset management. I'm pretty sure I'm going to find, I will let you know, I will do another thing and share on that, because I feel it's an important example. So some of them took losses, but others, it really affected them and their clients. And so even though something can be totally backed by supposedly by a huge institutional, asset management company, if they have clients that are doing stuff that is untoward, it can have a massive ripple effect. And we have to just know that we are not impervious to that. Let me just go down here. The new composition report on Tether, prosecutors investigated it and its sister crypto exchange Bitfinex over the cover-up of some $800 million in losses. $800 million. Bitfinex and Tether paid an $18.5 million fine and agreed to provide quarterly breakdowns of its reserves as part of the settlement. So they got a slap on the wrist. And then since then, they're powering through. They weren't on Binance US at this point when this happened, when this case was going on, and they weren't on Coinbase Pro. Tether proposed ongoing publication of the reserve breakdown as part of our settlement agreement with the New York Attorney General's office, and we committed to make the information available, et cetera, et cetera. Here's the breakdown, transparency. It's not really transparent here. I mean, we still don't know where that money is coming from here, right? I mean, you can look at this here on CoinDesk. So the breakdown states that the bulk of Tether's reserve are in cash equivalents or other short-term deposits, with the remainder in secured loans, corporate bonds, and other investments. Where is that? We don't know where that is. According to the breakdown, this was on March 31st, a couple of months ago, we're composed of 75.85% cash and equivalents, 12.55% secured loans and corporate bonds and precious metals, and 1.64% in other investments. Anyway, let me just go and backstory. Key piece of plumbing for the roughly 2 trillion global market. Traders use it to quickly transfer. So they're talking about it being used as a stable coin here. Let me hop over here. I want to go over here to digital money for a digital age. So you can look up about Tether and their news, right? They got all the, the settlement that happened here that was great. And now, like I said, when you go on Gate or probably on KuCoin or crypto.com, there's all the US dollar Tether is being used for multiple trading pairs and more trading pairs on Coinbase as well and on Binance. What did I want to show you here with this? Oh, proof of funds. Let's just go to this. So there's a whole thing here where they're saying that they are showing that they confirm that they are backed. Tether's anti-money laundering, AML, Bank Secrecy Act, terrorist anti-financing risk advisory report, extensive documentation, unredacted consulting report. You can look at all of this. Attorney-client communication, work product privileged and confidential. It goes through all their policies, monitor and review. It's showing here that almost 2 billion is unencumbered. And Bank 2, that 576 million unencumbered, a total of 2.5 billion. In conjunction with receiving this, FSS requested Chief Financial Officer and General Counsel of Tether certified by sworn statement. And basically, let me just go down to the conclusion here. I'm not going to go into huge detail with this. You just go look at this for yourself, read it properly. Conclusion, FSS is confident that Tether's unencumbered assets exceed the balance of fully backed US dollar Tethers in circulation as of June 1st, 2018. So that's good. That is positive. That is positive news. Let's just, though, come over here. I want to go over to what is Tether. Overview, right? It's fiat collateralized stablecoin, offers individuals advantages transacting, doing everything on blockchain, right? Where we're all doing trading. Founded by Brock Pierce, Craig Sellers, Reeve Collins. So, Brock Pierce, one of the co-founders of Ethereum, and deposit backing. Let me just go down here. Exchanges have been primary users of US dollar Tether. You can see all the big exchanges, everything here, huge exchanges. Now, if we come down to the team here we go. Hong Kong, they're a Hong Kong-based company, sole entity capable of altering the circulating supply of US dollar Tether tokens. And it's a one-to-one reserve basis. And then let me just go here. Tether, along with parent company Bitfinex and related company Bitfinex, is subject of an ongoing NYAG investigation in connection with ongoing activities that may have defrauded New York investors that trade in virtual cryptocurrency. So we don't know the full outcome of this, but this is something still ongoing. April 2019, the New York Attorney General's office alleged that Bitfinex, who shares the same parent company Bitfinex with Tether, used reserves from Tether to cover up $850 million in losses that were tied up in a controversial third-party payment processor named Crypto Capital. Days after the NYAG's actions, Stuart Hoegner, general counsel for Bitfinex and Tether, filed an affidavit confirming that Tether was backed by only 74% cash and equivalents, with the rest being equity in iFinex. In May 2019, Bitfinex and Tether CTO Paul Ardoino announced Bitfinex has successfully raised $1 billion in a token sale, with proceeds used to cover the $850 billion in potential loss from Crypto Capital. Again, it's all okay, but we have to just see what. I just want you to do your own due diligence. This is something which I'm watching carefully. I would not have been aware of this if Ivan on Tech had not covered this stuff. And so I wanted to look further. Now, the CEO, right, he's not, he's just running things here, Jean-Louis Van der Velde. I was like, let me just take a look. And this is just fundamental analysis. Here we go. We come to Jean-Louis Van der Velde, so he's the CEO of Bitfinex and of US dollar Tether. It says here, he's from the Netherlands. He's co-founder of one of the crypto's oldest exchanges. He's based in Taiwan, according to his LinkedIn profile. He heads the exchange as the platform CEO, as well as serves as CEO for US dollar Tether. 3 decades working in tech. And then what Cointelegraph expects for 2020? Well, this was 2020, we're in 2021. And then they talk about the lawsuit here, and that was addressed. But what I'm saying is here, when you go look online, and this is what Cointelegraph points out, there's not too much information here. I mean, how do we know? We don't know what we don't know. Again, US dollar Tether, Caribbean company, Hong Kong, Taiwan. I mean, there's just all things that it's easy to how do we know the regulations that are in place? And I think there's 2 things happening here that one needs to watch for. One is that the SEC is looking to crack the whip and make an example of, here's the thing. I think there are people within DeFi, they're good people, they come from very solid backgrounds in tech who are doing incredible innovations. And then you've got people always that are coming into a space and they're opportunistic and they are crooks, they are thieves, and then that affects the industry at large. So because you've got people who are doing bad things in the space, it affects the good people as well. And so that is why I'm just saying that there's the SEC is, I think that we're going to see in the months ahead, there are just suddenly you're going to see stuff pop up where you see certain projects going under, and it is going to create a lot of FUD within crypto. I'm just saying this is what I think is coming. I wish it wasn't, but I do think it is going to happen because they're going to want to make an example. And we're going to see in 2022, a lot of regulations start to come into effect. By 2023, it's going to be super regulated. And the way the space is now, it's just not going to be like it is. We're never going to go through where we have echoes of 2017 right now in 2021. That's not going to happen again in the future. I think this is the last year of that. And then the other thing is that, I think US dollar Tether is creating a lot of opportunity, business, innovation, and it is positive. So I want to stay bullish on it, but I am going to be watching very carefully. And so the last thing I'm going to share with you, what is my plan for the rest of 2021 in crypto? Well, I have more like 75% of my portfolio where I could convert back to US dollar. I am going to stay in the trades right now that are US dollar Tether, but I am going to be watching carefully, and I will admit I am a little bit nervous, and I'm just going to see what happens. I'm going to watch this next couple of months, and I'm going to be following what is happening, how the SEC is tracking US dollar Tether, because if it does go down, it's going to create a lot of chaos, maybe not overnight, but I think from that point that happens, a lot could go up in the air. So I just wanted to share with you what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, where my head is at. I'm still very positive, bullish, and staying in the crypto ring right now. But I'm definitely, as we start to get nearer and nearer towards regulation coming into effect, it's going to get a bit crazy. And that is when we're going to see even more volatility. And at that point, I'm going to go back onto the sidelines. I will keep a little bit in. I will then wait for things to calm back down. And then I will, my plan is to enter back into the space again, but I'm just not going to mess around with it at the peak if the things start to go really wild. So those are my thoughts on US dollar Tether. You let me know in the comments, what do you feel about it? Have you done due diligence on this? I'm going to be doing more. This is just my first research on it. And I just wanted to let you know where I'm at. I'm Joanna Garzilli. This is Crypto Angel Network. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.